So do you pivot to the guy who is like by far the best at defending the rim in Gobert? Or do you look at guys who are better like on the perimeter?
All right, let's move to Defensive Player of the Year, Mort. We both picked Rudy Gobert at the start of the year, which is just the safe pick. It's gotten a little spicy. So who would you take for Defensive Player of the Year right now?
Oh man, this is always tough. I think this is always tough because first things first, like defense is so individually driven. We had a very long debate, I think, last year about Ben versus Gobert and how we like gauge defense and all that. And like, so really, if you look at it statistically, it's Gobert. Like, because he removes those shots near the basket, which are always the highest percentage shots. So from a statistical perspective, it's going to be Gobert, not just this year, but for the next 5 years. Because whenever you take away highest percentage shots, you are in effect providing your team with an opponent shot profile that's optimized to your surroundings. Like that goes without saying. But when you look at Draymond, when you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo, hell, when you look at Alex Caruso, they're playing fantastic brand of defensive basketball just all over the court. So do you pivot to the guy who is like by far the best at defending the rim in Gobert? Or do you look at guys who are better like on the perimeter? I think that's a tough thing for me. So I want to say Gobert, but I also recognize that Draymond Green kind of hits both ways here. He can guard the perimeter. He can go in and guard the interior, albeit less effectively than Gobert because Dre is like 6'6" or 6'7".
Right.
But I think the mixture of how he defends is so potent that I kind of want to lean him a little bit. But again, it comes into what you kind of want, how your playing style is, what you prefer to take away, like what do you want to give the defense. So can I just have Draymond and Gobert and merge them into one and call them Draymond Gobert and pick them number one?
Dre Bear.
There we go. Dre Bear as number one, because I don't know. I am so torn on these two.
Yeah. No, I think they are the two leading candidates for sure. I think Giannis is in the mix as well. Usual suspects beyond that, like Embiid could get in there. Miles Turner, I think, should deserve at least some consideration.
Caruso should get consideration.
I like that you threw him in. Like you named Green, Gobert, Giannis, and then you just snuck in Caruso. Like I wouldn't.
Why shouldn't I?
I know he's playing well, but Defensive Player of the Year
candidate, not favorite. There's I am. Look, if you are watching those games, man, and I know you are.
Yeah.
He is no, I am not even going to say arguably. He is hands down the most disruptive point of attack defender in the NBA right now. Like,
I'd agree with that.
It's messing up schemes all over the place. Like Steph Curry had a possession. Steph freaking Curry had a possession where Alex Caruso poked the ball away from him twice in the same possession. He's guarding Julius Randle. Like Billy Donovan it's not over a switch. He is starting the game telling Alex Caruso go guard 6'10" Julius Randle. And he's doing it. Like, I mean, I understand that Alex Caruso is not a big superstar name, yada, yada, yada. But if we are sitting here going, oh, it's only the stars that are playing great defense, I would argue no. Like the vast amounts of his energy are spent defensively, and it shows. That team is a juggernaut defensively when he's on the court.
Yeah, I mean, him and Lonzo together in particular is just...
And Javonte, too. I mean, when those three are... Good Lord.
Where you lose me, I don't know if he's playing enough minutes right now, first of all. And
he's playing 30.
28.6. Right?
Close to 30. Come on.
Yeah. But, I mean, not playing... He's getting a lot more minutes against reserves than most of these other leading candidates are. I know he's playing.
Yes, that is fair.
I know he's playing a lot in closing lineups in particular, so I'm not saying he's like only a bench player. He's only playing second unit guys. Like I know he's matching up against, as you said, the possession against Steph that was especially notable. But I can't put him in the same category as these other three.
I think I can put them in the category as candidate. I'm not saying that he is like as influential as Rudy Gobert. That'd be asinine. I mean, he or Draymond or Giannis. But it's just in terms of, you know what I think it is? I think it's the whole, we're always giving it to bigs or wings. The last time a guard won it was 1996. Gary Payton.
Wow.
I mean, when you're seeing these guys, these young defenders, and it's not just him, like we can talk about Marcus Smart at least a couple years ago. I don't think he's at the level where he was a couple years ago, but like those guys affect defenses in such a weird way. Like you have team offenses who are looking at these defenders and they're going, nope, we're going to throw the ball in a different direction just to avoid having that guy.
Well, it's like what was happening with like prime Kawhi in San Antonio as well.
Exactly. When someone goes out of their way to avoid you defensively, that's the ultimate sign of respect right there. And that is the ultimate sign. And teams have done that with Caruso. Almost from the start of the season. They don't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, and to his credit, he is listed on the DPOY odds right now. He has a plus 8,000. He is behind 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 other guys.
18. That's ridiculous. I mean,
he's behind. Or no, I'm sorry. 17 other guys. He is tied with Al Horford.
Yeah, I'm not there. I think he's much higher. I think he has been everything that was advertised or better defensively. He's so disruptive. He has so many on-ball steals. The way that he disrupts offenses has been phenomenal. I mean, look, we had national NBA analysts project the Bulls finish 30th in defense. They have a top 5 defense right now.
They do.
That is in large part because of him.
Because I agree, like Draymond and Gobert are the 2 leading candidates of this award. I think Giannis will move back up, especially if he has to play more center in the absence of Brook, or has to play a lot next to DeMarcus Cousins and cover up for his defensive mistakes. Like he's just going to rise on every leaderboard, probably even most improved player at this point. But assuming it's between Dre and Gobert right now, the Warriors have a defensive rating that leads the league by more than 4 points. They're allowing only 99.8 per 100 possessions. The Phoenix Suns are second at 104.1. The Jazz are ninth. And DPOY often goes to a player that has a top 5 defense. I think the Jazz will probably get up there. They're not super far off. The Bulls are 5th, as you mentioned, at 105.6. The Jazz are 9th at 106.9. So not a huge gap there. But I think, the Warriors having this good of a defense is in large part because of Draymond Green. So
it is.
You're right. Like, this is such a hard award to quantify because we have counting stats, steals and blocks and, hustle plays that like on NBA.com, like all the, screen assists and all that good stuff. But it's just, I think this is where, you could present a more convincing case using just per game numbers, advanced analytics, whatever, using for MVP. I think like you have to rely a little bit more on the eye test for DPOY in particular. And that is to take away nothing from Gobert, who has been sensational this year. And this is going to be a very close award. Right now, Draymond is favored at plus 150. Gobert is plus 240. Giannis is plus 700. He is the 3rd best odds. So, that is saying Draymond and Gobert are effectively, like, Green is a little bit ahead, but they're effectively co-favorites. And, after Giannis, it's Anthony Davis at plus 1900 and Embiid at plus 2000. Mikal Bridges at plus 2500, which I actually love. Like,
that's good.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to win it. I don't think he could win it, but I almost want to put $10 on it just because he's been that good.
I don't think this is the year. I think next year might.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just unreal.
He is. Offensively, I still want him to take more than 3 threes per game, but that's another discussion.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, well, hell, if he's gonna be this good defensively, they don't necessarily need him to do anything else than that. They've got other guys to. Yeah, I mean, they have. I think Ayton has. Yeah, he's at plus 6,500. So they have 2 of the 15 leading favorites for DPOY this year, which makes sense. They're second in defensive rating right now.
Yeah, and like they just have rock solid defensive wing players also, like Jay Crowder, Cameron Johnson. I mean, these are guys that help. And I think having a supporting cast defensively is also super important. Like you brought up Lonzo Ball next to Caruso. Like when you have multiple players who are playing on a string defensively, that can just muck up so much for opposing teams. And the Suns have that. It's been a large part of how they won 18 games in a row. It's not just their offense. It's how they string together games defensively. It's the two-way production, really. And to close off one of my final points about Gobert, by the way, he's also, like, the defensive rebounding. Yeah. Like, he actually got so much better. Last year, he had a career-high 10.1 per game. This year, he's at 12. Like, well, 11.7 actually, but still, that's 12 defensive rebounds per game. So that means he's finishing defensive possessions, and that's also vital. Like, one thing is if you block a shot or if you challenge a shot, that's great. But if the team gets the offensive rebound and puts it back up and in, you know what? That's not so great. So for him to get all those defensive rebounds as well, and I realize some are contested, some are not, like there are numbers to this, but it matters in the grand scheme of things. I think it's an interesting award. I look forward to seeing what's going to happen over the next 60 odd games, 55, 60 games.